What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to an edition where we are going to be talking about mistakes you should not do when competing in a tournament. Now, this video is going to be broken into 3 different points. 1, lead up to the tournament. 2, the day of the tournament. And 3, what did I do wrong during my matches? In order for us to learn what not to do, we have to go back to the beginning. 7 weeks prior to provincials this year, I had a tournament in Las Vegas. I didn't think much of it at first. Hindsight, looking back, it probably was not a good idea. Vegas, for me, happened March 8th. Provincials was April 26th, so 7 weeks post or 49 days. The tournament in Vegas went extremely well. In fact, it went way better than anticipated. I placed first overall in the 95 kilogram class, right hand, North American IFA Championships. However, 3 weeks post Vegas, I spent recovering, literally coming home, hitting the sauna, icing my arms, taking baths, going for walks, doing everything I can to recover. Literally 3 weeks of recovery of pretty much doing nothing, which probably wasn't the best way of going about it, but that's kind of how it went. 3 weeks post, absolutely nothing, which means I had 4 weeks left leading up to provincials. Leading up to provincials for 4 weeks, unless if you're doing an immense amount of steroids, you're not really gonna gain strength in 4 weeks. That's honestly just the reality. Trying to maintain muscle after being in recovery/injury mode for 4 weeks leading up to a provincial tournament isn't the best thing you'd wanna do. Leading up to, especially a bigger tournament, like I would like to think provincials because it's leading up to nationals, you don't really wanna be having any matches or any tournaments, probably in the at least maybe 1.5 to 2 months prior, like 0. Obviously throw in some practice. That was the beginning of the start of not really doing so well at this year's provincials. From point number 1, if you could take something away, don't be doing any matches or tournaments somewhat close to a big tournament of your liking or a provincial tournament. Now that we have point 1 out of the way, let's get to point number 2, which was day of the tournament. Showing up provincials, I was extremely confident, and rightfully so. You know, honestly, even to this time right now, I feel very strong. I was just excited, a little bit anxious. I just could not wait to get on the table. But what do you think happens when you show up at a tournament? Could be any tournament, but in this example, we're gonna say it's provincials. Waiting for the tournament to actually start or for the matches to arrive, which took like 8 hours. We're gonna get to that here in a second. Prior to actually doing the tournament itself, there's 3 arm wrestling tables. 3 arm wrestling tables available to be pulling or warming up. Warming up, quote unquote. I started arm wrestling a bunch of people, which leads me into literally this point. And this is no excuse. Like I said, there's a bunch of things that came into this, but I tired myself out prior to the tournament. And I remember looking at actually a guy by the name of Matt Overman. And Matt, if you're watching, you'll remember this. But I remember looking at Matt going, dude, my arm's sore. And I'm pretty sure he said something along the same lines. And that's kind of when I knew that I think I did it a little bit too much. Now, there's a difference between warming up, getting constant blood flow, and actually going like 80, 90, 100% much earlier in the day. At some point, you're gonna have to arm wrestle. You're gonna be redlining at 100%. And if you're already sore, that's not good news at all. You guys know, right? Usually at the beginning of practice, you'll be good, you'll be winning, you'll be having fun, things are good, smooth, you're feeling strong, and then at the end of practice, there's always one guy who is not supposed to beat you at all, who's literally just murking you on the table. I tired myself out prior to arm wrestling, which was not good. And to add on to point number 2, you guys have to understand that when tournaments are happening, sometimes your matches or your weight class is gonna happen a lot further down the line than you think it is. So example, for me, I show up at the tournament a little bit early, do the weigh-in, you know, I'm excited, I get some food in, get some liquids, take a Red Bull. And then at some point I realize, like, dude, my matches might not be happening for another like 4 to 5 hours, and I'm already hyped on caffeine. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna take a chill, we're just gonna have some snacks, drink some water, and then, you know, an hour and a half goes by and I'm like, okay, well, I need some caffeine. So I walk to the gas station, I get a little 5-hour boost of energy, chug that down. Now all of a sudden I get some energy again, but now I'm feeling like laggy, like I'm tired, but I'm fully caffeinated, like things are just not right. Rinse and repeat the process for hours and hours and hours. By the time the matches actually started for my weight class, it was definitely a couple hours post what I thought it was gonna be. So point number 2, don't wear yourself out prior to arm wrestling, like your actual important matches. Don't be over caffeinating yourself. Don't be under eating or overeating leading up to your matches. And this leads us into point number 3, which is going to be arguably the most important part of this whole video. So if you stayed around this long, this is pretty much what you want to be looking at. What went wrong and how can you fix it so you guys don't repeat the exact same mistakes that I made as a top roller. We are going to start off on the right hand. This is my first match against someone by the name of Max Seasonoff. Let's go.
Okay, bring this shoulder parallel.
I want it, but I can't get it.
Brett Stubbs and Sam Cole, table 1, please.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, now just, you guys listen to me. No, I can see the knuckle. You got all kinds of knuckle. He can squeeze hard. I just want you to rotate both ears. Come around, come around. Rotate, rotate. Stay right there. Ready, go!
Table 2 is a good match. Keanu and Maxine.
So coming back to the start of the match, first of all, I got dominant position right away. So let's go through it here. Let's hit play. Now it's tough to see in this video right here. I know there's a different angle, but we're gonna go based off this one. I'm in a winning position. I'm literally like this, hands cupped over right here, just like this. Now there will come a time where he's going to put a little bit of pressure and my arm's just gonna open up a little bit. Here we go. Right there. See that? He pushes, he puts some side pressure, my arm literally opens up a little bit. Now the match is completely stopped. I'm still stuck here. I don't have enough pressure to go over and I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to hold. And at this point, he is in a locked bicep position on his elbow, just sitting there with some side pressure. And this is expending a lot more energy on me than it is for him. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to fight for the hand, but I've lost already because my hand's like going to the edge, but he's not moving. So now he's gonna redline, and all he does is he holds his hand. He can hold his hand. He has that static pressure here. It doesn't bother him too much. All he's gonna do is go straight side pressure into a press, kind of a press, more side pressure. He knows because my hand is so high on his hand, my hand's either gonna slip or he's just gonna take so much, he's gonna take the strength out of me, go sideways because I'm already statically stuck here. I can't pull him back. So he knows the only way it can go is if my arm opens up. Now you can see the side comes in, I open up. What I should have done, let's finish it here. Now we hug each other. You can see here, he hugs me. Very sad, excited, not excited, anxious, disappointed, because I did talk a lot about beating this guy. This, out of all the people in British Columbia, I believe, who was a rival, I truly think it's this guy, Max. As you can see in this position right here, what I should have done just prior to him moving me, I should have rised up, committed, went into a press, and tried that way. But for me to sit there and hold, I ain't gonna get anything. It's not like my hand's a little bit lower and he has no side pressure. He discovered that as soon as he moved and my arm opened up, there was no way I was gonna curl him in. What did I learn out of this exact match here? Well, I think it's pretty obvious. One, I should have tried to at least transition, but that leads me into my second point. I just don't have enough strength. I don't have enough hammer strength. And I think with some minor adjustments, and this leads into point number 1, right? When I had my tournament in Vegas, after that was 3 weeks of recovering and then 4 weeks of trying to maintain. That's 7 weeks. You can get stronger in 7 weeks. So if I would have continued my training as if I didn't go to Vegas or I didn't have that recovery period, there is a likelihood, I'm not saying it's probable, there is a likelihood that I could have beat him just based off of hammer strength. But when you spend 3 weeks recovering, 4 weeks trying to maintain, you're fighting some really strong dudes. Let's move on to the next matchup here.
Spencer Salmon and Noah Fortnum. Table 1, Brett Stubbs, Ryan Gabriel.
A little bit. Yes. Now just take a little out of here. Don't think it out. Yeah. Ready, go. Stop.
Yeah, the look on my face literally says it all. So let's just quickly go back to the beginning of that matchup. Just watch this right here. I'm gonna mute this. Watch him, he's gripping up first. This guy's also very strong. Look, he grips. He already has his grip. Now I'm trying to get my grip. If there's one thing I can teach you guys out of this whole thing, try to grip first. Get what you want. Don't let your opponent grab your hand and then you fight for what you want. Unless if you know for a fact, you will not leave that table without getting exactly what you want. Take a grip first.
Table 3, Spencer Salmon and Noah Fortnum. Table 1, Brett Stubbs, Ryan Gabriel.
A little bit. Yes. Now.
So as we're positioned right here, my hand is actually a little bit back. I was not in a forward position here. I was actually more out here. For someone like him who's gonna carve in drag and try to bring me into a hook, you gotta get over top and you gotta be so quick to get top pressure or a top position on him, because soon as he gets what he wants, I mean, I'm not someone who hooks, I'm someone who top rolls. So let's just see what happens.
Let's take a little out of here. Don't think it out. Yeah. Ready, go!
Boom. So now you see it was easier for him to just go down versus me try to pull out. And at this time, just because I wasn't fast twitching over top of that hand in one of these positions, I end up almost catching in a position to try to roll the hand, get over top and top roll him. But look at this. Now he loses his hand because my hand's just too strong. I'm chalked right up. I should have probably not chalked up for this, or at least chalked up and been more quicker. But now I'm in like a lat pull position just over here like this. And if I'm going to beat someone who's extremely strong in a hook, but also a side pressure press position, not good. So obviously right here, what he does is he flops his hand. So he's in a like side pressure position, loses his hand. I don't know if he lost it on purpose, but he loses it. Then he flops it, and that allows me to get my hand control over top. But because of the release pain and everything, I wasn't thinking, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna slip out like this, but I'm keeping my pressure so strong on my hand that he ends up just touching my hand on the pad. And so clear winner here. There you go. So his pinky pressure, everything in here drives through my hand, and I end up pretty much screwing myself here. This is something where I should have at least looked to slip immediately, bring it to straps, and then, you know, go through motions in my head. He already has his grip.
Table 3, Spencer Salmon and Noah Fortnum.
And I'm too far back already.
Table 1, Brett Stubbs, Ryan Gabriel.
A little bit. Yes. Now just take a little out of here.
Now keep in mind, I'm kind of supinated in a back position in hopes to try to catch him over the hand. I'm not in a position where I'm fully forward, already over here. I'm literally over here. Not good.
Don't think it out. Ready, go!
So he goes in for that deep hook press. I try to catch as a top roller. I try to low hand, get his hand, but you ain't gonna catch someone who's so strong here. It's a lot more difficult for a top roller to come out than it is for someone to hook and drag in. And he kind of went down my forearm. He put pressure this way, so it kind of forced me to go over here, and it's obviously just too late. You can tell, look at my face. I'm literally squeezing for dear life to try to bend the hand, but he doesn't care. It doesn't matter. He just goes sideways.
Stop.
So now in hindsight, looking at this, what should I have done? I should have fought a little bit harder for the top pressure, been a little bit more centered, and looking for that fast twitch to get over the hand, and then to race to try to get in a dominant position. If I could get here, I guarantee you that match is over. But I just tried to catch the hand like this in hopes that I could drag out and roll. But man, these guys are super, super strong. And this is not even my weight class. This is literally way out of my weight class. To give you reference, these are 220-pound guys. Dude, I woke up this morning like naked, almost empty, 207 pounds. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. If you're trying to learn something from this and you're a top roller, take what I'm saying into consideration. And also, if I'm missing anything, seriously, just please let me know. Let's go to the left hand and go from here. This is a WAF champion. Very strong kid. His name is Logan. One of my really, really good buddies. Logan and I actually go way back. We are the ones who did the Oregon. We did a trip to Oregon a couple of years ago. Let's just learn something from this. No audio on this. The audio, dude, I'm so bad when it comes to audio. For reference, this guy is also a lot lighter than me. I don't know in kilograms exactly, but I know he's roughly 180 pounds, I believe. And I weighed in at this tournament at 217 empty. Empty, I say empty, like I use the washroom and whatever, but we're kind of in a similar situation now. I wasn't expecting to beat him. I was expecting to maybe take his hand at most, but excuse me, Logan is just so strong at just here. And once he gets his press, especially on that left hand, you're over. Very few people can get out of it, especially around our weight class. I'm gonna move this over if we can, there we go. So I'm gonna hit pause, boom. Look at this. So I try to back pressure, catch the hand in hopes to roll it over, but he just drives in. I would give you guys I would give you guys some advice on how to get out of this, but if you're facing Logan, I have no advice for you. But if you're facing someone like this, look at this. I am now in a supinated bicep position in order to curl him out, and he is in his most dominant, driven in, full committed press. He's also extremely elite at this, so boom. Yeah, that's literally perfect of how to lose a match against a presser. So what could I have done differently? Pretending this is not Logan and just someone who's an average presser that could probably beat me anyway. I would have just been a little bit quicker off the top of the hand, looking for that, like I was speaking about the right-handed match before, getting that dominant position literally right here, just getting here. And then usually if you can get in your winning position, it's pretty smooth sailing from there. But when you have guys that are so quick at coming in and they're so strong in that flash press position that once they actually commit, and right in here, it's extremely difficult to get them out. Top rollers against pressers, for me, it's a little bit of a nightmare. You either get a really good position or you get smoked off the draw. I wish I had the audio to this also. Also, I thought I was gonna get killed here. Like I didn't think it would be close. Here we go, we start now. I'm just gonna watch the whole thing and we'll go from there. Setting up. I'm already not in a position I should be in. Well, yeah, I'm kind of happy here. So we go, here we go. Yeah. So we are currently setting up. Just trying to get some control on him. I'm just looking for some hand control at this point. Like, he is, from my understanding, in the 220-pound class, I believe he is the #1 left-hand defending champ from last year in the 220 class. So right off the bat, ready, go. Boom, stop it right here. You can see he has more side pressure. I catch him a little bit, my hands stay straight, and they stop it. Now, here I felt like I had a little bit more hand control. Like, he still had his cup in, but it stopped and my hand was straight. So I knew something was going on here. Let's continue this. Now I'm looking around, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? Okay, I have a chance, maybe I have a chance. getting my grip. Now I'm feeling a little bit more confident. I'm like, if I can just get some speed off him, but his side pressure is so good, so good. So here we go. Ready, go. There we go, stop. So right in this position, I get a little bit more of what I want. I'm in a little bit more of a hammer position. Hand is straight. Hand is literally right here. And he is just fighting for dear life with his hand bent. Well, he's not fighting for life because he beat me, but it kind of looks like that. Now let's go. I go over, boom. Now he's in a losing position, hands folded over. I am in a hammer position right over here. And this is literally where things started to fall apart. So the match stops. Like here you can clearly see that it's the exact same situation as before. There's a sticky point with him. So let's go back to the most right there. So this is as low as it got. Yeah. And he gets high position. Now he's up high, wrist is bending over, my hammer curl position is going out. There's the side pressure is being lost at this point. He's on top of the hand again. So now my fingertips are being exposed. And as you can tell right here, I am now in a losing position over here. My fingers are wide out and he is in a dominant position here. And then boom, I just let go. I didn't think about slipping. I didn't think about anything. Now I don't think I would have won the strap. It would have been interesting to see. I feel like I'm fairly strong in the strap. But as you could tell in this winning position here, I mean, this is textbook side pressure, you know, top of the hand control. So what did I learn out of this? Well, 1, I'm not strong enough. 2, I need more side pressure. 3, I need more hook. 4, I need to be stronger. 5, I need to be more stronger. And 6, I need to be just more stronger. That's just the reality. I lost. I had some hand control, but you will never win arm wrestling matches just based off hammer strength. You need to have the whole package. You need to be fast. You need to be good everywhere. And if there's one thing I've learned when it comes to arm wrestling, if you want to honestly just be a much better arm wrestler, you have to be stronger everywhere. Look, I'm a dominant top roller, relatively speaking. One thing that I've, honestly realized that's made me a better arm wrestler, maybe not these results are showing, but in general, is my press has gotten a little bit better. My hooks came a long way. Hand control, inside connectivity, inside pressure, rotation, pronation. I've literally tried to build a little bit more of a foundation around that's allowed me to be better. So I guess that's going to end off the video here. To recap, when you're in positions like this, you need more experience, which is something I need more of. I only have roughly about 15 tournaments total under my belt. Might sound a lot to some people, it might sound a little bit to some people, but more experience will never hurt you. More speed, more inside connectivity, more inside pressure, better hand, better bicep. And transitioning is something that I need to focus on. That, look, if you guys are in the same boat as me, it's inevitable that you are gonna reach a level at some point where just being a top roller isn't gonna work, just being a presser isn't gonna work, and just being a hooker, like arm wrestling hooker isn't gonna work. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, you've learned something, you found it educational, you found any value, like the video, consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.